So I will start by briefly discussing the design of the session. There are 2 teams of 6, 3 zones, a central zone with 4 midfielders in a diamond shape, and 2 attacking areas with 1 attacker against 1 defender. The game begins from one of the goalkeepers who will pass the ball to a defender. Players should then progress through to the midfield zone, but they should combine with good movement and passing to reach the attacking zone. When play reaches the attacking zone, one of the midfielders on the attacking team and one from the defending team can enter that zone to create a 2v2 situation, and the striker can either shoot or combine with the attacking teammate to create a chance. So the tactical theme of the session is attacking in central areas. So as you can see, the zones are very narrow and are situated through the middle thirds of the pitch. Therefore, the attacking team will have to show quick movements and quick passing to move through the zones, which links to the physical theme, which is speed. The physical theme is, so I've designed the session in a way to maximise the physical theme because there are several ways in which speed will be used. And obviously speed is the physical theme. Firstly, speed will be used to create space in the midfield through short dynamic movements to create a gap and to move the ball. Also, speed will be used by the attacking player in the zone, as they will need to use the speed to get away from the defender and create a shooting opportunity. Also, the attacking team will have a time limit to move through the zones and try to score, which will result in the game being played at a very high speed and a high intensity rate through quick passing and short quick sprint movements to create space and receive the ball and move through to the attacking zone. An article by Amplified Soccer states that a typical speed session should consist of 3 to 5 sets with a total of 10 repetitions in total. So therefore my session will be a total of 20 minutes containing 3 sets of 5 minutes of high intensity speed work with a minute break between each set, and a few minutes left will be at the end of the session to discuss what went well and what could be improved. The 5 minutes will start with one team attacking and one team defending, and when the attack is finished by either the ball being lost or by them creating a chance, then they will reset and swap roles, and this will continue for the 5 minutes. So the ideal scenario for the attacking team is that they will create quick combination play in the midfield diamond, which will then initiate effective penetration play through to the attacking zone, where the striker will show fast and efficient play to create space and create a chance. In the midfield diamond, I'm looking for them to keep depth and width in order to maximise the space, as it is very narrow and they will need sharp and dynamic movements to move the ball and transition to create that space into the attacking zone. The pitch being narrow will make it tight, so there will need to be fast, intricate movement to create that space and move the ball as quickly as possible in order to protect the ball from the defenders and try and get a goal-scoring opportunity by attacking through the middle of the pitch, which can get very congested in games, especially if the opposition are very compact and are sitting in. So therefore this will help them break teams down with speed in games. However, the defensive team could dominate due to attacking teams showing poor movement off the ball and poor passing. So if this does happen, I will intervene and say that for the next few goes the defenders can't tackle, they must stick with an attacker. They will be designated to mark and can only intercept the ball. The reason behind this is because the session is focused on attacking, so we are trying to develop the understanding and performance of the attacking team in central areas, so we must provide enough support for them to get to grips with the session ideas and show progression through this. I'll give this a few goes, review the outcomes and keep it that way for the rest of the session, or I will change it back to review what impact it has on the attackers. Hopefully if I change it back, they will then protect the ball more efficiently by not forcing the attack, keeping the ball moving and trying to create the space. It is likely that the deepest player in midfield may play a long ball through the zone if there is no other options, which will go straight through to the attacker, which would be encouraged if that was the only option they have and it is performed within the time limit. However, if it's done too regularly and the team is relying on that long ball every time, then I will intervene and state that every teammate must touch the ball before they can score. And the ball through to the attacking zone must be below waist height. This is because we are looking for the team to play through the zones with quick combinations along the floor, resulting in effective penetration play. So throughout the session, I will have progressions and modifications that I will add in depending on the understanding and performance of each team. So firstly, the time limit will start at 1 minute to move through the 3 zones and create a goal scoring opportunity. If as planned, both teams perform well and they create chances under the time limit, then that limit will decrease to 45 seconds, and depending on how they perform after that, it could drop further to 30 seconds. Secondly, if the defensive team is very compact and are regularly keeping the attacking team out of their zone, then I will add a rule that if the defensive team wins the ball back from the attacking team, then they can counter-attack and try to score, and if they are successful, then it will double their points they have at that stage. So the aim of this is to increase the speed of the session, as the defensive team will play at a high intensity, as they may choose to press high and try and win the ball back, instead of sitting in and then try and win the ball to try and score. Therefore, both teams will be playing to attack, and both teams will develop their understanding and performance of attacking in central areas, whether it's from building up an attack and breaking down defences, or through pressing to win the ball back in central areas and then counter-attacking at speed, meeting the physical and tactical theme of the session. So another progression that I can add to increase the speed of play and to aim to prevent players holding for the ball too long is by adding a limit on touches, starting with 3 and possibly dropping to 2 and maybe even 1 touch. This will encourage the attacking team to keep the ball moving and to try and move the defenders around to create space and create gaps that they can then penetrate. So as the space is very narrow, any more than 3 touches for one player will be unsuccessful, as most likely they'll lose the ball every time in such a congested space. So I've designed this session to include a small-sided game in order to effectively meet the aims of the session, and I believed it would be the best way for the players to gain knowledge and understanding of the tactical and physical themes through the in-game experiences that will occur. And Davis 2013 stated that the use of small-sided games can be used to help learners gain experience in picking up relevant information for continuously regulating interactions with teammates and defenders during performance. So therefore, this session, the players will take in all the information that they see and experience throughout the session and in the game scenarios, allowing them to have a greater understanding of the themes. So furthermore, Davis continues to discuss small-sided games as it involves manipulating key constraints to facilitate rapid discovery of functional movement behaviours, which therefore provides the players with numerous occasions to adapt their actions and decisions through interactions with the task constraints such as the goal, the ball, teammates, and opposition players, and so on. So small-sided games allows for increased opportunities for common attacking and defensive sub-phases to emerge frequently. So throughout the session, the players will need to show acceleration to create space, to chase the ball, and to chase an opposing player's run, and also de-acceleration when they reach the ball, how they can slow themselves down to then balance themselves to either make a pass or to shoot, or when tracking an opposition player who stops his run and turns to try and be an option for the ball. So therefore, the use of acceleration and de-acceleration is vital within this session. So Harper in 2019 states that high-intensity acceleration and de-acceleration are particularly important measures of external biomechanical load in team sports. And this study was the first meta-analysis to compare high and very high intensity acceleration and de-acceleration demands in elite team sport competitive match gameplay. He found in all team sports there was a greater frequency of high and very high deaccelerations compared to accelerations. However, I believe that this will differ in my session, as it will continuously be played at a very high rate, and there will be more high and very high accelerations compared to deaccelerations.